Good morning, everyone. Today is February 21st, episode, what are we, 9 of AM Chatter. Good morning, Anthony and Tom.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Not much, man. What's happening with you guys?
It is, I feel like middle of February, the spring market has hit. Freaking open houses are popping off. Offers are going in. I saw someone out of Tom's office, Berkshire Hathaway Airport, had 40 offers on a house this week.
New office record. There was 60, I think 60 some in the open house and 40 offers.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane. So, I mean, the real estate market is crazy. Last year it was crazy. Interest rates went up. It cooled off a little bit. Now we're hitting the spring market where it seems like it is just skyrocketing again, where we got low inventory and still a ton of buyers out there looking to buy houses. So what I wanted to talk about today is the number one most important thing when you start looking for a house and get qualified is the pre-approval. Everyone hears that, right? Pre-approval. But if you haven't gone through the process, you may not really know what that means. You know, is it a week process? Is it a 10-minute process? Is it a day process? You know, what does it really take to get pre-approved? And obviously, we do it all day, every day. But I wanted to talk to you guys about your process, maybe how we do it at West Penn. A lot of people have a misconception that only the big national companies can do all the technology and a digital mortgage process, where us at West Penn have all that same technology. We allow buyers to choose. Do you want to be a digital mortgage buyer, or do you want to be a paper mortgage buyer? Do you want to meet in person? Do you want to do everything electronically? Where I think that's a huge benefit for us, rather than just throwing everyone online and making them fill out a questionnaire. So to get into the pre-approval process, when I do a pre-approval, usually I start with a phone call. That's where everyone's starting today, where I want to talk to the buyer, at least get a feel for how they want to continue. And the first step of that process is collecting information, where I will either do it over the phone, or I will send them our digital mortgage questionnaire, where I can start collecting information electronically. Elder statesman of the group, Anthony, maybe we can have maybe a differences in generation. I'm not sure. When you're pre-approving folks and maybe of that generation above ours, the buyers like to be pre-approved in person. Do they like to do it over the phone? Or are they doing it electronically? What are you seeing out there?
Well, let me just state, I'm not that much older than you, but it's only a few years, you know? So, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people love digital. You know, they love the digital side. Life's busy. They're working. If they're doing it with a co-borrower, you know, they don't have all their information, nor can we get it without their authorization. So, you know, a lot of times they'll want us to send them the digital questionnaire, you know, to complete together. And then I'll do a follow-up call to review. You know, we'll ask the pertinent questions up front, send the questionnaire, do a follow-up call to review to make sure we're meeting all their needs and their wants, and putting them in a right budget that fits their needs for their purchase, so that they're not looking above what they're either qualified for or where they want to be for a monthly budget. And I think that's very important, because a lot of people don't know what you don't know what you can buy until you know what you're going to be paying. Right. So I think that really puts things in perspective of where you should be looking as far as the price range. You know,
absolutely. And Mr. Burko, I know a big misconception we always hear is, hey, I talked to Ryan yesterday. Ryan pre-approved me. Tom, I don't need your pre-approval. I'm good already. Why is that the worst thing a buyer can say?
Because you're allowed to shop that mortgage. So you are allowed to shop your mortgage for 30 days. It would behoove them to just stick with one bank. We know some of the banks in our areas have common names that we don't. I'm not going to bring it up on here, but having only one pre-approved from one bank is really limiting yourself to knowing what you can be approved for, or if there are any other products out there for you. Rates can change from institution to institution, so it is always important to get another look with a West Penn loan rep. I like to call it the last look. Some people call it the second look, but I don't want another third look. So we're going to call it the last look. Let us know. We're more than willing to help all your buyers out and see what we can do for them. And we're all honest people. We're not going to try to scam them if it's not the better deal. So please, have them reach out to us. The pre-approval process is painless. We make it so easy for the buyer. A lot of times the buyer at the end is saying, that was it. So let us know. We could do it depending on the situation. Some of them can be completed within an hour. Some of them a little more difficult, take a day. But we are very diligent and quick and ready to pre-approve these buyers.
And I think that's a huge point. One, every company, every lender, just like if you're going to buy a bed or a couch or a TV, everyone has different costs. Everyone has different interest rates. On top of that, like you said, there are the basic mortgage programs out there, but then there's the niche products that one lender may have that another lender doesn't have that you missed out on because you didn't want to get pre-approved by 2 or 3 lenders to make sure that you had all the options. So I think that's a huge benefit, because a local bank that's a depository compared to us that's a mortgage banker can have completely different programs, completely different rates. And if you're only talking to one person, you're definitely not going to get all of that information.
100%. Nice talking to us as well, because when we do pre-approve you, we're pre-approving you with 10 different banks, local and national lenders, to get you that best rate. So we are almost shopping that rate for you when you come to West Penn.
True. And the nice thing I've liked about how technology has come along the last couple of years is, when you're getting pre-approved, generally we are asking for some basic documents, a couple W-2s, a couple pay stubs, and a couple bank statements. Before, everyone had to go get their mail. Oh, did I throw that away? Did I not throw that away? Do I still have that? Did I rip it up? But now pretty much everything's electronic. You don't have a choice but to get W-2s a lot of times electronic. Same with pay stubs. So it's actually become easier for buyers getting pre-approved to get those 3 pertinent documents to us to know they're set, they're good right away, and not have to worry once they get their offer accepted.
Yeah, that's pretty important too, right? Because a lot of companies are not getting that information. They're just, hey, what's your estimated monthly income, and what's your assets estimate, and then they'll ship the pre-approval. But once they get that documentation, that pre-approval wasn't worth the paper it was printed on. So, West Penn definitely gets documentation to make sure whatever we're pre-approving, we close.
And one other thing we do too, we always give the fee sheets. These companies are no longer giving fee estimates at pre-approval. Had 2 local banks that I heard of doing that, as well as Rocket at a national level. So they're not giving out those estimates at pre-approval to show the buyers what's actually going on with the costs.
Yeah, that hurts the client on the shopping end, because how do you know what you're paying? So they're not technically shopping it because they have nothing to shop with. So, and getting that estimate is very important.
I agree, boys. It's set up for the buyers. The credit bureaus allow you to shop around, right? We heard last week from our auto expert, it's not necessarily like that in the auto industry. You don't get to shop around. So like the CFPB, the credit bureaus, they're like, hey, we're giving you a break. Please shop around. We're begging you, get a couple options, get a couple estimates. But if you're getting pre-approved, if your pre-approval process is, hi, I'm a loan officer, I'm going to send you a link, fill out the link, and the next email you get is a pre-approval letter, and nothing has been talked about, you should really be reaching back out to that client to double check. A lot of buyers will put income in there that they don't know how it's calculated in the mortgage industry. And then they have their pre-approval, but then when they get an offer accepted, then they have problems. So I think that's real important to go through that process correctly. Sometimes, like Tom said, it can be very quick. if a buyer has, low debt to income ratio, one job that they've been on for 10 years and it's salary and there's not a lot going on, that could be very easy. But there can also maybe a self-employed buyer who owns 3 companies and owns 4 houses and has rental income and all kinds of crazy stuff that could take a little while. So definitely every pre-approval is a little bit different. And that's why you don't want to wait to the last minute to get that pre-approval done.
Especially in the spring market and the busy time when you need to make an offer right away.
Yeah. So
Market hotter than ever. It may even be hotter than last year at this point.
It's crazy. Yeah. So all I would say is give one of us a call to get you pre-approved. Again, I guess we didn't mention this. It is good for 120 days. That credit pull is good for 120 days. So you're good for 4 months. It's not good for just one property. It's good for any property that you'd be qualified for. So if you're in the market, if you're going to buy this summer, you got to get pre-approved now. You got to get moving. So if you find something that pops up, you can put the offers in before anyone else is out there.
Solid.
That's all I got this morning, boys. You got anything else to wrap up?
Yeah, I saw that Hawaiian monk seals are actually been snooping around the coral reefs down there, and they've been, I don't know if they're sniffing the eels up their nose or the eels are swimming up their nose after they flip the rock, but it's been a problem out in Hawaii.
Well, T's and P's to all the monks, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to be your biomarine expert here for the next couple of weeks.
I like that. Well, probably better to be in the water in Hawaii than East Palestine. So I'll end it on that. Have a good one, boys. Talk to you later.
See you guys.